gang, sorry for the late review. Your boy been sick the last couple days, but I finally got it together. And while we here, we standing on business, okay? Gustang is with the shits. This is why he's one of my top characters, and I can't wait to get into this. So before we do that, y'all already know, hit the sub, share. Your boy channel been growing a lot recently. I ain't hit 2K yet, but we try and get there before the year ends, alright? So y'all do me that favor, and let's get to it. So we begin from where we left off last chapter with a little bit adding to it with Gustang trying to talk to enkidou before he falls into a deep sleep. You know, Gustang ultimately chose in the chapter that he decided not to kill enkidou like the rest of the great warriors did, because of the off chance of what enkidou said happened to be true. He wanted to at least try to, I guess, get it out of him. And we kind of see that, right? Like, we saw Gustang obviously unseal enkidou, obviously try to talk to him about this again. But enkidou, being a spiteful little shit, you know, basically almost got, you know, burned alive. With the revelation of enkidou, you know, saying that V did it, all the rest of the great warriors kind of doubled down on destroying V, which is really kind of fuck, right? Like, V and Arlen basically got blamed for something they had nothing to do with, but you can honestly see how the story kind of plays out, how we kind of got here today. And you can really understand the struggle of Gustang's character. Like, so Gustang was tasked with telling the truth, right? Like, that's always been his thing, you know, recording history, even before we got into the flashback, when he told his family, you know, that was their goal, that's what they do. So, you know, Gustang is somebody who's always read books, right? So truth is important to him. Everybody wants their legacy to be beautiful, okay? When you look at like a Michael Jordan or, you know, even a Tom Brady, you want your legacy to be clean, and of course there'll be some hiccups in it, right? It won't be perfect, but you want it to be a beautiful thing where things kind of went right. Now, in the Great Warriors, you know, history, basically, things didn't go as planned. They lost a lot of friends, as we see. A lot of people turned on each other, and it slowly kind of dwindled off to just being the family heads, you know, being in the background. Whatever Tower-born friends it looks like they had, and along with the Grace people, obviously they lost all these people. So Gustang was thrusted in a tough position of telling the truth about that. Also, with, you know, so many friends betraying them, he couldn't necessarily go into more detail about, you know, TRAUM, whether or not he actually killed Amwise or not, because they were facing so many betrayals. So you can understand the amount of struggle he was going through. Not only that, Gustang's a married man, okay? So when he's struggling with this, can you assume that he probably didn't share any of this with Blossom? And being that he actually said in the chapter that, you know, this would destroy him twice a day, I can imagine that destroyed his marriage. Now, they say that the kind of final straw was Enid, right, being sealed, and I don't know if Gustang had, like, massive influence against that or whatever, but I imagine their marriage had to be extremely strained at that point because Gustang was struggling with this. Now, if Blossom knows about all of this, that makes it even more interesting, but I don't think so, and I don't think she has any reason to believe Gustang. Now, in a perfect world, you would believe your partner and everything they're saying, right? But I can imagine, since, you know, Blossom is also friends with all of these people, it would be extremely hard for her to believe that TRAUM actually killed Amwise. Going forward, we see that the family has obviously had their own method of storage, which we've heard before. Gustang obviously with his library. Yeon Lee Rang's was interesting. I don't know if that's some kind of sacred flower. I'm not sure how that works, but it looks kind of cool, and it kind of matches her brooch. You know, I know a lot of people picked up on that. Now, Ed is kind of different. I don't know if Ed is necessarily drinking his problems away, or if maybe he just forgot and maybe just drunk it away, and it'd be easy for him to just remember the events. I'm not actually sure here. Now, we've always speculated that Gustang had some type of alliance with somebody. Ed would be the most likely candidate, right? Because we don't see him actually sealing his away. Now, we don't know what that drink is in his hand, and if it actually does something. It could be something that actually erases memories. But I'm going to stay on the line that maybe Ed might be the one who's allied with Gustang for now. But we do want to make sure that we put an emphasis on what was said in this chapter. There is a difference between how memories are removed, okay? You can erase memories, clearly forget memories, or seal memories. So imagine this, right? For somebody like TRAUM, erasing memories would be the best option because one, erasing it meaning there's no way to recover it, and it basically never happened. For somebody like Zahar, that would be convenient because there'd be no way for TRAUM to remember anything that he did. Also, TRAUM would never remember Anne Wees. He would never remember being in love. Now, the feelings would still remain, and that's why he's been struggling with that. Like, even when he told Zahar he was having nightmares, and he just remembers certain things, but it's just the feeling of those things, right? Because the feelings aren't gone. And even Gustang alludes to it, like we forgot or we don't remember why we were feeling such a way during these times. I think that part of it is extremely relevant and interesting. And if TRAUM can't recover the memories of Anne Wees, I wonder if Gustang actually shows him or has a way of showing him. I'm just taking the words really literally here with the erasure and the sealing. You know, Gustang obviously sealed his away, but if TRAUM erased his, I wonder how this plays out. Now, moving forward, we see Belier and Enkidu becoming more chummy, getting to know each other a lot more. Belier basically breaking down to Enkidu, like, look, we have some people that are, willing to replace the family heads. You've been, we've been wanting to ally with you. And Enkidu's just very interested, and he's wanted to take revenge. So he think he's been born in such an interesting time, and I have to agree. Enkidu could basically feed them a huge army of, parasites that he controls, and Enkidu could potentially control some top tier people that could be in the Zahar army, right? Continuing to move forward, we find DoorDash Zahar. Yes, DoorDash Zahar. That is Ann Dorsey. She's hiding away with her king piece, as she should, which is a smart thing to do. But she ends up getting found by one of TRAUM's frogs, who asks her what piece she has. Now, she uses her DoorDash to run away and ends up, being caught by TRAUM again, who's basically like, we know you have the king piece, give it up. And Holland puts her on the ground, after she tries to use DoorDash again. But, everybody's goat, Cobalt, jams her up real quick. And it kind of sucks, but I'm a little worried here because TRAUM alludes to possibly, killing her. That's a Zahara princess, right? Would TRAUM kill a Zahara princess? Doesn't matter. Is that, I'm not sure. I don't know what you guys, let me know what you think of that. Would he really kill her? But, Holland said that he wouldn't do it. But moving forward, we go back to Gustang, who tells Dumas, look, watch Bomb, I'm going to kill TRAUM. And we standing on business, man. We already heard this from Gustang, but he really about to go do it. So let's discuss this, right? So I still see people in the community saying that this whole background flashback is not enough for Gustang to want to kill. I explained it last week for you guys, and I was accurate on that. So please go rewatch last week's review if you haven't seen it. I'm just going to give a little, quick explainer. Gustang needed the final piece of the puzzle to explain the events that has been happening since that event, okay? So any weird movement that TRAUM or Zahara may have made that may have had Gustang question whether or not they were truly friends is answered now. So, for instance, any being sealed. If Zahar and TRAUM were for any being sealed, it would look kind of weird to Gustang because it's that's my daughter. Why would you guys want to seal away my daughter? I understand she did something wrong, but I could just hold her in my family ship for the rest of her life, right? You could do something like that instead of actually sealing her away. That's just, anything that's weird like that. Obviously, TRAUM is an op. So, since TRAUM has been an op, anything that he's done that looks kind of shady to Gustang answers the question. And Weez was Gustang's friend as well. So, yes, he has reasons to want to take revenge. Now, we're going to get more details about it when they approach him and he basically tells them about himself. And whether or not TRAUM remembers is going to be interesting. Now, Leviathan plays a part in this because Leviathan holds some memories for TRAUM, but I don't know if Gustang's gonna be able to necessarily jog his memory. So we'll see how that plays out. It is very hyped for that. Guys, two family heads are actually gonna go all guys, two family heads are gonna go all out. We're talking about the potential for another dead floor. I mean, administrators are gonna have to get involved, right? Like there is no other way. They have to get involved because Gustang is going for the kill. Now it's interesting how he does it, right? The bracelet is everything. So the bracelet is the killing device that can end TRAUM's life. But I wonder how this happens. Like it needs to be on a dramatic stage, right? Kind of like what Kuhn said. I'll set the stage for you guys. But it doesn't sound like Gustang's waiting. It sounds like Gustang is standing right on business. Fuck this chess match. Fuck everything. This man actually caused a lot of shit, and I'm ending his life. So, yeah, guys. Chapter is a 8 out of 10. Pretty solid because the plot is immediately going forward for where we need to be. I don't know about this killing chess piece game. TRAUM's obviously still playing it, and it actually looks kind of stupid to still be playing it because like Gustang's coming for your life, bro. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about this chapter. Not much to be said, but the plot is moving forward. Predictions, y'all let me know. I already gave you mine. Review will be tomorrow, Thursday, 2 o'clock per usual. So catch me in there. Discord link below. Make sure you join to chat it up. I'm sorry I've been sick all week, but I'm back in it. So you guys go ahead and check me out. Let me know what's up. Peace.